fan fiction. Mainly harmless, just a way for fans to come out and express their own ideas of their favorite characters, favorite world, any type of hyper reality, or maybe real reality. But either way, fan fiction is a way just for fans to really take their ideas to the next level from a character and world that's already been created by somebody else, maybe even popular. Could have been copyrighted if they did it right, if they did exactly what they were supposed to do, if it got popular. But this court case we're going to review today is between Paramount Pictures Corporation and Axanar Productions Incorporated. Paramount Pictures and CBS Studios is number one copyright owners, okay? Actual owners of Star Trek. And when I say Star Trek, anything dealing with Star Trek, the books, televisions, music, shoot, even fan fiction, kind of a little bit. But one particular fan, and he just so happens to be the president of Axanar Productions Incorporated. Mr. Alec Peters, the president of Axanar Productions, decided that he wanted to create his own Star Trek movie. Pretty smart, right? But he didn't want it to be just like any other fan fiction. He wanted to make it professional. He's just so bright. And with this production, he was trying to create, or has created in little small tidbits, he has actually used people who've made the production of Star Trek and tried to use a lot of attributes in different ways that could make it seem like he's typically stealing this. And what brought this whole ordeal to court is he was trying to get a lot of funding and source just to film a whole movie about Star Trek, like there isn't already one about Star Trek. But apparently he wanted to deem it as a fan fictional kind of case, but it's not. In court, they were talking about how even though his productions haven't hit theaters and all they have right now is a 20-minute YouTube teaser prelude, it makes it very hard to depend on how much Alec Peters has stolen from Paramount Pictures and CBS Studios from Star Trek. When he was trying to defend his case, he depicted that saying that it's similarities, but not when it comes to the actual characters and the world, even though that claims to be very false. But then he's between the original Star Trek copies and his productions. But Paramount Pictures, they came in with another idea. They said, no, you're not going to trick us this time. They brought out the scripts from his own production that he has written himself from Axanar Productions. His own production himself, basically like a Kickstarter, the only one he really promoted. The name or the whole ordeal of his movie is supposed to be Star Trek Prelude to Axanar. It also alleged that the Battle of Axanar from Star Trek itself is the reason why Axanar Productions kind of has this name, but I'm not really going to dig deep into that one. He basically is trying to create a world before Star Trek even happened. And that can come in with a lot of different ideas. Not even different ideas. It can come with a lot of obstacles. Let's say obstacles. It's going to come with a lot of obstacles because not only do you have to figure out how you're going to set a scene that was already set, but you have to figure out new characters, ways that is not going to make this movie seem like it was made exactly from Star Trek itself. Like, they didn't take it. But within the court case, they were reviewing all of the evidence that Paramount Productions and CBS Studios put out together and realized that they have very key similarities, especially with the way that Garth and Axanar Battle is still kind of within the productions of the script from Axanar Productions, but it didn't really include everything from that battle. But those small similarities, those tiny similarities, is kind of what helped make the case for Paramount Pictures. Even though within the end both cases or both motions were denied, this kind of stamps a idea of what is supposed to happen when using these type of corporations. A lot of the evidence that came from using this fair use defense was that Axanar Productions did not get permission from Paramount or CBS Studios to use their characters, to use anything from the Star Trek production. But within that case, they still just kind of ridiculed it out to where Axanar Productions, while they are creating this production, they also helped Paramount Studios with a lot of other copyright infringement and other alleged copyrights as well. So they kind of had a pretty good relationship between each other. So within court, they only just denied both motions and really put it up to the jury to decide on if it was actually copyright infringement. Now, the whole idea of whether if the jury did decide if it would be copyright, we have not studied yet, but we're just going to get deep into it when we get to this next case.